Hi, today I'm going to do my facial massage routine. It was something that was requested because I had mentioned it a couple of times, and it's something that I've done for years. Now, obviously, there's lots of different types of facial massage you can do. There are particular schools of facial massage which give different results. I kind of do a bit of a mixture of different things. It's very personal to me. It's what I kind of feel is good for my skin, and I'm also not too prescriptive about it, simply because sometimes I have 20 seconds available, like in the morning, and I want to do something really quick, and another time I might have 5 minutes to spend on it. And occasionally I will have 20 minutes if I'm watching something great on TV, like at the moment I'm watching all the Mighty Boosh again, and I'm kind of, I just sit there and I'm enjoying it, and I kind of massage my face. I kind of got into this because my mum, when I was growing up, she always did facial massage on herself practically every night. And I used to sort of think it was quite odd and didn't really understand why she did it. But she kind of did it as part of a cleansing routine. And sometimes she'd sort of be sitting there and kind of we'd be watching television, and I'd see her sort of doing all of this and kind of working on her face. As I got older, obviously I noticed she had amazing skin, and certainly now she doesn't have any wrinkles, any lines, nothing. She looks incredible for her age. So it sort of seeped into me, that kind of, not just the, more the ritual aspect of it, having seen her do it and seen what good skin she's got. It's something that I really took on board. In terms of what you apply to your skin before you massage, it's really about just creating slip. So you want that sort of slippiness, because if you use a very light lotion, you'll find that halfway through you kind of start dragging your skin, and that's really what you want to avoid. You want to stimulate your skin very gently, but without dragging or pulling it. So something which remains on the skin and remains slippy is the sort of type of thing that you're looking for. Personally, I use things like cleansing balms or cleansing oils, because sometimes it's just convenient as part of a second cleanse for me to just continue and do a bit of a massage, or a treatment oil, so something that you would apply and actually leave on, something that nurtures your skin is also ideal. But having said that, I know plenty of people that just use raw coconut oil or olive oil out of their kitchen cupboards and swear by it. And other people who say they're allergic to that. So I don't want to be too prescriptive. It's really whatever suits your skin and what you're used to using. Just bear in mind you want that slippiness. So I've just got a couple of options to show you the type of thing I'm talking about. For a cheaper brand, for a cleansing balm, the Boots Botanic one is good. It's 97% organic. More mid-priced into premium and very easily available is the Clinique balm. And then if you want to spend a bit more money and you want something that's really organic, then the Organic Pharmacy Carrot Butter Balm is also very good. For oils, starting with more of a drugstore one, there's the L'Oreal cleansing oil, which is a mineral-based oil. Mid-priced, this is quite a British kind of culty brand, but I really like it. It's Una Brennan, and this is their vitamin C brightening cleansing oil. It's quite mid-priced. And then a more expensive one is the DHC deep cleansing oil. I do really like this product. Actually, I've got it in my kit, and that is an olive oil based cleansing oil. If you want to do more of a treatment oil, there's so many around. These are just two that I personally use and like. One is the Decléor. I use the Ylang Ylang, but there's different ones for different skin types. And the other one that I absolutely adore is this one by Nude. This is called the Pro Genius, and this is an omega. It has all the different omega oils in, so it's omega 3, 6, 7, and 9. And that's one that I've personally used myself. But really, it's whatever you want to use. So I'm going to use a cleansing balm today, and what I would usually do is do it once, just sort of quickly use a cloth to remove it, just to take off the makeup. Then once my skin's clean, I do a second cleanse, and that one is the one that I would leave on and do more of a massage with. So I'm going to start by, obviously your hands need to be clean. If you've got really long nails, it's not ideal, so trim your nails if you're going to do this on a regular basis, and just really spread the product into your hands. First thing I'm going to do is just really kind of spread the product all around. Don't forget your neck. You can actually do your chest as well. I'll kind of show you, but I'm not going to do that today. So once it's evenly spread, and I'm sorry I'm going to have to cut this video because there's tubes going underneath my studio. So whenever it gets noisy, that's why I'm sort of cutting. Okay, so spread all over. Now there's three sort of types of different massage to do. There's one which sort of involves sort of this kind of stroking movement and lots of sort of circles and things. That's quite stimulating to the skin and also kind of moves lymph around. Then there's an actual lymph drainage massage, which is very, very light, almost like a sweeping movement. And I explain where the lymph glands and things are. And that's one that you can do. I'm going to do all three and kind of mix them up because that's what I would do if I was doing a longer one. Another one is more of an acupressure one, so it's more sort of pushing and pressing. So I'm going to do a bit of a mixture of the three. So I'm going to start by doing, and this is the sort of thing I would do, the one which is more kind of like large circles. And if you've got very sensitive skin, obviously be guided. If you go bright red, you're obviously pressing too hard. And if your skin tends to react quite quickly, then you probably don't want to massage for too long with this type of massage anyway. So I kind of just start by doing lots of little circles. So I'm just starting to introduce going around the eyes. I kind of use both of these fingers and use the fat pad, so kind of almost here. So I'm not dragging, I'm just going round and round. This is super relaxing. And I think when I'm kind of doing facial massage, I kind of go off into a little bit of a dream. So I tend to do quite a lot of circles around the eyes just because I get puffy around my eyes. And you're kind of draining in towards, again, the lymph glands here. You're kind of draining that lymph, just stimulating and also relaxing your eyes. It's quite nice on the temples as well, which is, again, just really relaxing. On my forehead, I do more sort of scissors and things. This is something which is just great for the muscles because obviously if you're frowning or just in a bad mood or something, you kind of get a lot of tension in between your eyes. So I do these kind of scissors up here. You get a little bit pink when you do this because you're really stimulating those muscles there. And you can do it like this as well. Again, you're just kind of unknotting, I'd say, some of those knotty muscles. Lots of people just use the ring finger. I like to use both because I feel more stable really on my skin. I kind of feel like I'm controlling it a little bit more. So I just do quite a few of those. That really just relaxes me so much. I really enjoy doing that. Then I kind of go round and I do a little bit of that actually, just coming up along the jawline as well. So a little bit of sort of scissory things. Just because around the jawline, again, I'm a tooth grinder, so I grind my teeth at night. I actually wear a guard now, but I feel like I get loads and loads of sort of tension in my jaw. And if I've had a hard day, I feel like my jaw is kind of locked. So I do a lot of work around that sort of area and I work towards it. Really in lots of sort of quite firm circular movements and a few scissors. As I say, it's sort of, I really mix it up. The other thing I like to do on my jaw is just kind of use my thumb and my sort of bent finger there, and I do quite a lot of pinching there, which again just takes all that tension away and just really release it up there. Onto the cheeks, and I really like to try and lift my cheeks. So I'll go around my mouth a few times and try and sort of lift up the corners of your mouth as well. I'll do the pressure points later, but I do just kind of start really working there to kind of lift that. And then I do a lot of pressure points from there. So I'm kind of like feeling like I'm lifting my cheeks. And again, you'll feel actually a lot of tension in there from the day, just sort of just under your cheeks, probably from tooth clenching. You kind of feel that you can really kind of manipulate in there and just go up towards your temple. I mean, it depends how long you've got. As I say, you have to do quick versions and short versions and longer versions. Just going to do again a little bit of just cheek, general cheek lifting. And this is effleurage, which just lightly use your fingers to sort of lightly lift that area. And this is really good for sort of stimulating the circulation, so it's going to help with repairing any damage that you've got, any little scars and things. Just gently lifting. Now I feel kind of warmed up, so I would do a little bit of lymph drainage. That's going to be quite, I'm going to start by going onto the neck here, and you've got your lymph glands. Just going to sort of stimulate them. Use the opposite hand, it's just easier. Actually, this top's not ideal. Better off with a kind of towel. Just getting into those where your lymph glands are. It's like the dips there. And then I'm going to start from the top. And if you've ever had a lymph drainage body massage, you're surprised by how light it is. It's almost like really light stroking. So we're just going to start by draining the lymph. Just use your fingertips. It's like sort of feather-like movements. And do as many of these as you've got time for. Draining towards the temple this time. And then we're going to do here, around the centre of the face. We're draining towards here. Very simple. You can do it like this if you want, along the jawline. And then on the neck, you're draining down, so you're taking it all gently down the neck and towards the lymph glands. And if you've got just a towel on, do it right onto the chest as well and drain towards the armpits. Just really gently, lots of sort of stroking, simple movements. And then I do this sort of crossing hands thing from behind the backs of the ears down the neck towards, again, those lymph glands, so towards your collarbone, all the way down your neck, sides of your neck. You can do it also just from under the jaw. I also do some quite pressure pointy type stuff. I use, lots of people say to use a ring finger for it, but I think my ring fingers are quite weak or something, because I always use these two fingers and I use like the flat bit, so kind of not really the fingertips. And what I do is I would just hold the skin. This is when it's this is the long version, so this is when I'm kind of watching something on TV and I'm just doing about 3 or 4 across, just draining there. Around the eyes, I'll go right into that. I get headaches as well, so going at the corner of the brow bone, really pushing there is so pleasant. And then another one on the brow, across to the sides. Speeding this up actually, because I take my time with this bit if I have time. And then I do underneath. You can just use one finger obviously when you come in towards the inner corner. And then I go round, and I'll do that a few times. So I'm pressing, 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 going round and round and round. I also reverse it. I don't drag out this way, but I'll do pressure points. Coming out. Just holding each time. I'll then come into the corner of the nose. You can do little circles in there, just to loosen things up first. This is really nice if you've got like sinusy stuff going on, because you can press here just a little bit up. In fact, you start to feel yourself really sniffing. It all starts to come loose. So if you do find that you're sniffing a lot, it's fine, it's working. And then I'll do exactly the same, really onto the cheeks, following the cheekbones all the way around towards the ears. You've got some lymph nodes here, so you're kind of draining and just generally relaxing. I think I tend to, it's really weird actually doing it on camera, because I've never really thought about what I do. I think I kind of go into a little bit of a trance and I do all of these different movements, but I sort of mix them up, and I think I don't know, that's what works for me. I know some people kind of print off a particular massage and then do exactly that, but for me it's quite instinctive, and I feel like it's almost like a dance, you know, you kind of want to go with it, and sometimes certain things feel better. Maybe I'm more stressed some days than others, and if something feels really good, I'll just do that for ages and maybe less of the other thing. So I kind of adapt it. So coming onto the jawline, and again just doing those pressure points up towards jaw. And then you can do your little pinches again. So your thumb is doing little pressure points just under your jaw, just slightly lifting and tracing the contours under there. And then you can do them down the sides of the neck. This massage, the sternomastoid muscle, is one of the kind of biggest muscles in the neck, and you can get a lot of tension in it if you're a bit of a tooth grinder. So it's quite a good one to work on. And then I'll sometimes go back in with, I don't know, if I'm tense around the lips, I'll go and just really do a pressure point there longer, or if I'm a bit congested or puffy, I'll do a few extra ones there, or if these lines are kind of feeling a bit deep, I'll go and sort of bring a bit of blood flow into there. Same with the forehead if that's feeling tense. So really just adapt that to whatever you feel. Another thing that I do is a cold massage, but this would be more of a morning thing because it wakes you up, obviously. I mentioned this in my puffy eye video, which I'll link to, that I often use ice cubes made out of green tea, which I'll wrap in a little bit of muslin cloth and then use them exactly the way you would when you're doing the pressure. So you're just sort of holding on, and that coldness will really increase the circulation and help to kind of drain any puffiness. And you can use it on your entire face actually to do the same sort of thing. It really reduces puffiness, so very good for a morning thing. Another thing is this rather amazing contraption. This is the expensive version, which is the icicle, which you keep in the fridge, and you can do exactly the same thing. So this is super handy, and I have one of these in my fridge at home and one in my kit, and it's always ready, so it's kind of easy. And because it's spherical, it's very smooth on the skin, and you can use either end. It's filled with liquid, which obviously gets very cold, and this is absolutely divine if your eyes are feeling really puffy and tired in the morning, and you can just trace gently around. There's nothing to scratch or catch the skin. As I say, they're quite expensive. You get two, so you can you could do both together if you wanted, which obviously would save time as well. Oh, catching my hair. Another thing I do at the same time, if I'm doing it in the evening and I've allowed myself enough time, is I'll do my hands, because your hands are already greasy, and why waste good product, really? Particularly in between the thumb and your index finger, right in that crook there, you get loads of tension. Everyone does. So really massage in there. I'll do the joints of all my fingers, backs of my hands, and just really kind of work on my hands for a minute or two. Really, I enjoy it more than anything else. And it should be a very instinctive thing. You know, it's not about printing off a massage that takes a certain amount of time and then kind of really feeling like, oh my God, you know, now I've done this bit right, and you know, now I'm doing this, and kind of being it's about really kind of getting into it and feeling it and enjoying it and almost losing yourself in it. It can be as long or as short as you need it to be. In the mornings, you know, I maybe have just a little bit of light moisturiser on, and I'll do, while I'm doing that, I will just do around my eyes, that one again. Maybe I'll do some tapping if I've got a bit of a puffy thing happening. And I might do some tapping, just light tapping to sort of stimulate my skin if I'm a bit of a tired face. So really just adapt it. 2 minutes is great. 20 seconds is great. Obviously longer, if you've got time, is also great. Be guided by your skin though. If you get very red and blotchy, you're either using the wrong product, which is stimulating your skin too much, or you're pressing too hard, or maybe you're just generally very, very sensitive, in which case you might be better off just doing more of a gentle sort of acupressure. So really be guided by how your skin reacts, and if it is incredibly, it should be light pink, but if you get a real kind of bright red thing happening, then obviously adapt it. I just believe, honestly, that this is the holy grail of skincare. I don't really care what you use, whatever it is, whether it's cheap, whether it's expensive, whether it comes from your kitchen cabinet or whether it comes from a department store. It is about the movement, and it's about really the psychological aspect as well, and just treating your skin, getting into the ritual, and just really toning the muscles, releasing all the toxins, and I personally think it will keep you looking young forever. So enjoy it.